How you doing? It's the Butcher here, and today I'm going to be going over my favorite build I've used in Onslaught so far, and it's going to be my first build video, so bear with me. And I'm just going to be going over the build in this one. If you would like to see gameplay of the build, definitely comment down below. And with the changes they're bringing specifically to Legend Onslaught and the later rounds, which you're getting massive rewards, I think there's going to be a huge incentive to play it. So I wanted to put out this build and basically what I've been using so far. So you've probably seen this before, but it's going to be the Void Hunter, specifically the Tether Void Hunter. If we go into our subclass here, sorry, let me click on this. We are using the Void subclass, obviously, and then we're using Deadfall. So we basically throw down our Tether and it attracts basically every single enemy. And to me, the two must-haves are basically a Deadfall Tether Hunter for the waves, and then Well for the boss. If you're playing Legend, pretty much must-haves in my opinion. But anyway, so obviously using Shadow Shot Deadfall. We are using the Marksman Dodge. We're using Triple Jump. This is preference. Use whatever you would like. Snare Bomb. We are using the Vortex Grenade. We are using Trapper's Ambush. This allows us to one, make us invisible, and two, we actually weaken the targets in a smoke cloud when we jump up the air, and then we hold B or whatever it's binded to in your case. It allows us to come down basically in this cloud of smoke, weaken all the enemies, and it's very good. Vanishing Step. Dodging makes us invisible. And you're going to be in a little bit more of a support role with this, but if you have good teammates, it's a hugely necessary role. So you're going to be able to go invisible. You're going to be able to res your teammates when need be. When you have to run through the tunnel after 5 waves, you can just go invisible after like the first little group of enemies on the stairs and just book it for the light thing, the light spark, whatever it is, and you can get right through there. It's just an extremely useful class. You're just going to be helping out your teammates a ton, and you're going to be doing a lot yourself. If I do put gameplay, it'll probably be me playing Legends solo. This build literally excels at everything. You don't even need to switch out of it at any point, but you can if you want to. So moving down to the fragments here, we have Echo of Reprisal. So Final Blows 1, surrounded by combatants grants super energy. Our super energy is super important. Then we have Void Ability, Final Blows cause targets to explode, and we get another 10 intellect from the Echo of Expulsion. And this is going to pair well with our Vortex Grenade as well too. We have Echo of Persistence, so we have increased duration of, we're not using an Overshield, but Invisibility and Devour. You can use an Overshield if you want, by using something that has, I forget the perk, but you can get on the Recluse and other things. You can grant yourself Overshield in various ways, or if your teammates are granting you Overshield, you will have a increased Overshield as well. Lose a little bit of mobility with that. And then the Echo of Starvation, picking up Void Reach and Overpower, grants Devour. So we're going to have Devour up basically all the time, and it's going to help with our grenade energy. We're going to get our grenade back super fast, and our Vortex Grenade is really good for this because it literally creates a vortex and just constantly damages and softens up enemies. Just absolutely fantastic. So that's going to be it for the subclass here. Now moving on to, I guess I'll start over here with the weapons. I've actually liked to use this. I can't get the Sunshot Catalyst to drop for the life of me. If you guys have followed my journey, I've only really been playing this season. I've played a bit like way in the past, but I can't get this thing to drop for the life of me. I've done a billion strikes and crucibles and whatever else, and it just won't drop, so I don't have it. But I really like the Sunshot for this. One, with the seasonal artifact mods, it can make us radiant very easily, which gives us 25% more damage, and it just absolutely cleans up, and it ties into our mountaintop here. First of all, look how beautiful this thing is. I got this before I even had it tuned while I was actually doing the challenges. I got the shiny mountaintop drop with auto-loading holster and recombination, and that is the combo I would recommend. As you're killing things with Sunshot, a more powerful enemy pops up. You pop them with the mountaintop, and it does huge damage. It's very damn good. It's extremely good, I should say. I really like the mountaintop for this. Another option here is Tusk of the Boar as well too, with either with chain reaction, either like Sideways or Envious Assassin. They just blast off those wave frames. It's very good. Scatter Signal is actually pretty good too as well. Specifically, if you want to pair that with Dragon's Breath and then run something like Epochal Integration here, you'll still get a similar effect, but Sunshot's just better. I prefer this. So Mountaintop, Auto-Loading Holster, Recombination, Sunshot, and then for my rocket launcher, I actually really like this Crux Termination with Slide Shot and Explosive Light. You can just deal huge amounts of DPS super fast. But again, another option here would be Dragon's Breath. The Leviathan Breath is actually pretty good as well too. But I would switch off it for the boss phase. It just doesn't, it can make them volatile, but it just doesn't do enough damage for the boss phase in my opinion, specifically when you're playing on Legend. But those are the weapons I like to rock with. Like I said, you can mess around with it, you know, whatever you want. You basically just want, for the wave section, you want something, you know, that can clear out the waves very quickly. Sunshot is fantastic as that. It's probably the most popular weapon, I would say. And then just a good rocket launcher for the boss phase. I would recommend whatever you really want to use. You probably have a better one than I do. Now over towards the gear. So what I'm prioritizing, I want tier 10 resilience specifically for Legend. You know, it's pretty difficult. You kind of need it in my opinion. And then, so I have discipline at 80. I have intellect at 75. So I found tier 7 intellect. I've messed around with this a bunch. I found it's kind of the sweet spot. Obviously, a kind of 5 wasted points right there. But I found 7 is kind of the sweet spot to get my super back basically whenever I need it. Basically every single wave, honestly. And then that's paired with Orpheus's Rig. So basically what this does is every time, if I can go over here, every time we use our Deadfall, it gives us ability energy. So it can go up to half your super energy. So basically every single time we use this, there's so many enemies, and specifically in Legend, there's just so many enemies that you'll get half of it back automatically. And then if I've even played it at like 5 and it's still been pretty fine, but I found like 7 to be the sweet spot. You'll just be able to get that tether back super, super fast. And then pumping up your discipline as much as possible too. I like a little bit in recovery. Don't need to max it out because we have all these ways to go invisible if we need to hide and regenerate our health basically. But having some in recovery is definitely nice. And discipline I would probably like even a little bit more so we can just constantly fire off the grenades, but don't have the best gear in the world, so we work with it. Then for our mods here, so on our helmet, I specifically like heavy ammo finder. We don't need special ammo finder. We're not using our special like a ton. You get like 22 shots and there's special ammo everywhere in this, but heavy ammo finder is definitely nice to keep the rocket ammo up. Dynamo, this is again just going to increase our super energy and we're getting it back super often. And then I really like Solar Siphon actually, because as we're just firing our hand cannon in there, we generate a ton of orbs. I'm always like the top orb generator on my team. I generate so many orbs with this build, it's crazy. But that's what I like to run on there, and then you can put in whatever you need over here. You know, you can even drop like heavy if you need like something that takes 4, like resilience or something like that. For the gloves here, on here I'm using Grenade Kickstart. Helps us, again, get our grenade back super fast. Fastball, because I like to be able to throw it farther and more easily than without it. And then Solar Loader, because you will be reloading Sunshot a lot, so I really like this here. And then whatever stat mod of your choice. On the chest here, pretty simple. I like to run, you know, whatever stat mod here. I like to run melee damage resistance. And then currently right now it's arc damage, so I just pop on whatever it is and then I just throw this on because I can. Down for our boots here, like I said, we're using Orpheus's Rig. That's going to be our exotic boots. And here I'm using Recuperation, and this is going to pair well with when you see our class item as well too. Obviously stat mod of your choice. Intervention, again, get that grenade cooldown down. And then Absolution, same type of deal, just get our abilities back. And then on our class item we have Bomber, same type of deal for the grenade cooldown. Reaper, this is going to spawn more orbs of power. And then Powerful Attraction, so this works in several ways. One, you just get the orbs so you can get your super. every time you use our class ability, and we get that back very often as well too. I don't have a bunch invested in mobility just because I feel like I don't need to, or rather have in other places. But we can pick up these orbs super easily. And then also, if you are in trouble and you do need to go invisible and get your health back or whatever it may be, you can dodge out of there. And then with recuperation, if there's any orbs around you, it'll just basically get you back to full health almost immediately. If there's like 2 orbs, you're back to full health. If there's 1, you're like 75% of the way there. So they pair really well together. This build is an absolute monster, and I would highly suggest trying it out. If you're struggling, if your teammates need some more support, like I said, the 2 main things that I found the most success with, specifically in Legend, regular is pretty easy, honestly, no matter what you have, but having a well for the boss and then a tether is just super important. This is like a must-have kind of role on your team. So I would definitely check it out. I would play around with it. Like I said, it's super, super fun. I enjoy it a lot. It's a lot of fun to play. The mountaintop has been awesome. Let's take a look at this thing again. This is probably my best drop ever. And like I said, I didn't even have it unlocked yet or attuned yet, I should say. But this thing's amazing, and I've been having a ton of fun with it, and it looks awesome, shiny. So that's going to be the build. I hope you guys enjoyed my first build guide. Let me know if you want to see actual gameplay of this build. I can even jump in there solo, or I can get a fire team together, or whatever you guys would like to see. But yeah, I'm having a lot of fun with Onslaught, honestly. I think it's a pretty good horde mode and definitely something that can be expanded on. And the shiny weapons are very cool. And definitely with the buffs that are coming, basically what they're doing is there's going to be more incentive for after wave 20. So for Legend after wave 20, I think for after wave 30 for normal. But either way, you'll be getting a lot more loot and specifically items you attuned for. So that'll be great. And I'm very excited to try out the changes. And I hope you guys try out the build and let me know what you think. But it's been the Butcher, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.